How you doing, folks? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever it may be for you, and I hope all is well with you and yours. This is Alan from mindvisionmedia.net, and today we're going to be discussing how to edit the responsive theme homepage content, including the home widgets, home widget 1, home widget 2, and home widget 3. I get a lot of questions regarding this, and I also get questions about what is responsive. Responsive refers to the technology that is being implemented nowadays because we have so many different devices. We have smartphones, we have desktops, laptops, and tablets. And websites need to show up on all of those different platforms. So responsive is the term that refers to a website being responsive. No matter what size the viewing screen is, the website adjusts itself accordingly, and it allows your content to be viewed on a variety of devices. So that's what responsive is all about. And once again, we're working with the responsive theme, which is the theme title, WordPress theme title by ThemeID and a guy named Emil. And it's a very popular theme, but we're going to be editing the main content, also the featured content, and the home page widgets 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so let's get started. You want to go to your dashboard and you want to go to Appearance and Theme Options. Okay, inside of here you're going to have choices. You want to select Home Page. Now here is where your title goes, right here. Here is your subtitle, right here, and here is the content, which is this right here. Now if you're wondering why you don't see anything in these options right now, is because the site is falling back on its default content, which is located in a PHP file inside your site. But you don't need to worry about that PHP file, because once you enter a title, a subtitle, and content, it will override the default theme PHP content that just comes with your theme. All this stuff is just giving you an example of where content goes, where your title's going to go, your subtitle, your content area, featured image, and the content in your widgets. This is just dummy stuff right here. It's just to give you a concept of where your stuff's going to go and how it's going to look. Okay, so we don't really need to worry about that PHP file or editing that. What we're going to do is change the title. Let's just put your site. Okay, let's put a subtitle. Your site will be the bomb. And let's just put some content in here. Now I have some stuff that I'm going to be using in this tutorial here. I'm just going to copy that, paste that in there, because I'm not a very good typer, definitely not a fast typer, and I'm going to save those changes. Okay, now if we go back to our home page, I just changed the title, the subtitle, and the content right here. So when I refresh the pages, there it is. Your site title, your site will be the bomb, and the text that I copied and pasted into that editor. Okay, so that's just how easy it is to take care of this section right here. This is called the main content on the responsive theme. Next, let's check out the call to action button. Okay, which is this call to action button. When visitors click on this, it needs to go to either a page on your site or another website or wherever you want it to go. And you can also change the title on the button. So let's do that. I also have a URL that I'm using in this tutorial already here. So I'm going to copy, Control C or Command C, and I'm going to paste that URL for the button right in there. Okay, and then I'm going to change the title on the button. Right now it says call to action, Let's make it say something else. What about your button? Okay. And let's see. There we go. And let's save those changes. So we just put a hyperlink on the button, call to action button, and we put a different title on the button. So when we refresh the page, it now changes to your button, and the link that I set up is going to go to this test page right here. So let's click on that, and boom, there you have it. Takes us to the test page, or whatever page you want that button to go to. And that's just how simple it is. Once again, by going to your dashboard, appearance, theme options, selecting the home page tab, and editing your site title, your subtitle, and your main content, putting a link on your call to action URL, and also putting a title on your button, whatever you want it to say. Okay. Next, let's take a look at the featured content area. This is the main content area. This is your featured content area. Now, I'm running this version of WordPress on my local computer, my own machine, so it's not necessarily on the web, and it's not viewable to the public. So I use this, a lot of developers use this for testing and development. It's a little different. So in this case, I have instructions telling the responsive theme to show that image that we see now. Okay, and that's once again because I am running this on a local machine, not on the internet. Okay, so it's a matter of settings in this situation. Normally there wouldn't be anything here, and that image would show up automatically because it's part of the default PHP file that's calling up dummy content for reference purposes. So since I am running this on my local computer, I have to tell it where that image is. But don't worry about it, because I'm going to show you how you edit this content anyway. So there normally wouldn't be anything here, and whatever you do put here, like an image tag or a video tag or just some text, I'll do that for an example. I'll remove that, and I'll just put some text in here, and we'll save that. Okay, and when I refresh, the image is gone and there's just text here. Of course, it's a bunch of gobbledygook because I'm not a good typer, but just wanted to show you whatever you put in that box will show up in this featured content area when you're editing the featured content section. Okay, so I'm going to put that image back, save that, go back to the site and refresh, and we got our image back. Okay, so that's how that affects what shows up on the home page. Now, let's say you wanted to have a video there. Okay, very easy to do, a YouTube video or something like that. Let's go to YouTube. Let's see, any of these will do. This will do. You're going to want to click share. Okay, and it's going to bring up another little sub menu. You want to click embed, and it'll bring up a box with a code that's already highlighted. Okay, go ahead and press Control C or Command C, copy that, and come back to your theme options homepage tab where you're editing the homepage content, and we're in our featured content area. Let's replace that image code with the video code we just got from YouTube. We'll save that, go back to our site, and we'll refresh, and voila, we have the YouTube video there. I have the volume down, but you can basically hear it. Everything works. Beautiful. You can skip ahead or whatever. It's playing. They can go to YouTube, the whole 9 yards. You got the YouTube player embedded right on your site, just like that. Okay? So that's how easy that is. very versatile area called the featured content area. It allows you to do short codes, text, video, or images. So whatever you put in here will show up there. Now, that looks great, but gosh, I wish I had a description under there or something like that. Let's see. Can we do that? You click right here, go into here, and put, let's just get some text that I have already. Copy that, Control C, paste it in here, Control V, save the changes, always remember to save, and refresh, and there you go. You got some text under there. What if you wanted it to look a little different? You know, maybe a little bolder, or just different. You don't necessarily have to put the text in here. I'll show you another little trick. We'll get rid of that. Save that. Go back here, refresh. Okay, the text is gone. I want to put in some text using a different method by going to the, under Appearance, going to the Editor. Now in the Editor, this allows you to edit your themes, default files, the CSS, all the PHP files that come with your theme. They're all located here on the right, all your template files and stuff. Now you want to be very, very, very careful in this section. You should be doing edits on anything in here in a child theme, which is basically a copy of the main files, okay? And specifically files like the WordPress style sheet for your theme. A lot of work goes into that. Different paste templates or what have you. You might want to edit, modify. WordPress is really powerful, but you need to really get into these files here in order to really bring out the power of WordPress and modify your site, you know, down to the finest detail. But again, you should be doing that on a child theme or a copy. One thing that I do when I'm making simple changes like we're going to do today is I make a copy of the original file before I do any edits to it. So let me show you what that's all about. We're going to go to our home PHP file, since that is what we're working on, and it says right here responsive theme home PHP file, which controls the home page and the content that's on the home page. So what I'm going to do is scroll down here, and let's see, you can see different stuff in the code. End of call to action, so that's underneath the button. Then it goes over here, blah blah blah, featured image. So what I want to do is put some text under the featured content or featured image that's right here. Again, it can be a video, but it's also considered image or a placeholder for an image or video. So I want to put some text under that. So I'm going to go right here where it says end of featured image. I'm going to click right here, go under it, tab in, and let's just do a P tag, which is for a paragraph text or sentence text. And I'm going to paste that line of dummy text that I had, and let's close that. Okay, and we'll save that. Now, like I said, I would normally click in here, use Control A, copy everything, or Command A and then Control C, and I would open up Notepad or something like that, paste it in there, save it on the desktop or wherever, so that way I have a copy of the original file before I make any changes. Okay, I don't need to do that because I have my copies already, but I just wanted to show you really quickly what to do before you make changes. Okay, so let's see, we put in a P tag with some text in it, and we are going to update that file, go back to the home page, refresh, and now notice it's a little bolder and it's lined up nice and center right there underneath the either video or image. So that's just another way to add content right here. Okay, so main content area, title, subtitle, main content, call to action button, featured content where you can have images, text, or video, and I showed you two ways to add descriptions or text underneath that. Okay, now let's get into the home widgets, home widget 1, 2, and 3. Basically, we're done with that, so we can go back to appearance and widgets. Now over here on the right they have the main sidebar and all of the basic widgets that come with the site, okay, the default widgets. And they have home widget 1, home widget 2, and home widget 3. And if we open those up, there's nothing inside of there. You can't click in there, you can't type in there, anything, because you have to put something inside that widget. In this case, it needs to be a text, arbitrary text or HTML widget, or there's other widgets you can use too, which we're going to demonstrate today for you as well. But basically, this content that's showing up now is the default content. It's located on a PHP file, just like we examined a minute ago in the editor, and it's there until you put something in there. And so let's do that. I'm going to drag a text widget into that home widget 1. Okay, just like that. It opens up. Let's give it a title. Okay, your title 1. Let's paste some of that. Oops, didn't want to copy that. That was the PHP file. Let's copy this. I'll put that in there. Okay, let's put it in twice. Okay, and you always want to save. Okay, and then close that up. And now if we go back here, this is going to change to your title 1 and the text that I just pasted in there. Okay, and there you have it. So let's do it to home widget 2. Same thing. Drag a text widget inside. Give it a title. Paste or write whatever you want, some text or content in there. Save it. Close it up. Go back to the home page. Remember, we have to refresh. Boom, there it is, your title 2, and the text I pasted in there. Now let's do it to 3. Really easy, folks. Open that up. Remember, there's nothing in there. You can't do anything until you tell it what to do. We're going to tell it what to do by dragging this text widget inside there. Let go, it opens up. And we'll paste some of that text in there. We'll save it. Close. And go back to the home page. Refresh. And there you have it. So whatever you do inside your widget area under appearance, widgets, home widget 1, home widget 2, home widget 3 will show up on your page. Okay, now what if you wanted to let's say put an image in here or something like that? Very simple. Now the default text widget, if you notice, doesn't have any options right here. Okay, all you can do is pretty much put text in there. We're gonna delete that. Now there's nothing in home widget 3. We go back and refresh. Goes back to the default PHP file, pulls up the dummy text. What we're going to do is drag in a different type of widget. Instead of just a normal text widget, we're going to drag in a Black Studio Tiny MCE widget. Okay. Same thing, drag it in, let it go. It opens up. But now look, you have all the options you normally have in your regular post or page editor. And it allows you to insert pretty much whatever you want. So I'm going to add media. I'm going to pick an image, insert it in the post, and that's cool, but maybe I want some text in there. So let's paste some text in there. And I'm going to click on the image real quick. Click that little quick edit button, and I'm going to align it left. It's going to make the text wrap around. See that? Aligning it left makes the text go ahead and wrap around it. I'm going to update that. Okay. Save it. Close that out. We go back to our front page. Now watch what happens to Home Widget 3 when I refresh. Okay. Boom. I have an image in there and featured content, just like that. Okay, so that's just how simple it is to edit those. Now, we mentioned the titles. What if they're too big? What if you want to make a change to that? Sometimes when you put in your own titles, it might take up a lot of space. They might look really huge. You might start going into 2 lines or something like that. You might want to make them a little smaller. You can play around with that once again in the editor. And what we want to do is find our, let's see, sidebar home PHP file. Again, you should be doing this on a child theme. Actually, I'm sorry, we don't want to go to the sidebar home PHP. We want to go to our style sheet. This controls everything, pretty much all the formatting on your site. And you want to scroll down. A whole lot of code in here. You have to be really careful. But you should be doing this on a child theme, or like I showed you earlier, copy and paste a copy of this original so that you have a safety backup. Okay. Now we got widgets. We're in the widget area. Let's see. I want to look for titles. Okay, featured title, subtitle, widget title. Okay, this code right here refers to these titles that go in these home widgets, home widget 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to change the size of that font right there. As you can see, as widget title, it has a couple of code assignments to the text and the contents of the widget, and right here it says font size. It's right now it's 24, and let's just change that to 14. See what happens. Update the file, go back to the home page, refresh, and boom, made the title smaller. That's probably too small, but you can see where you can just put in your own text size right there, play around with this number, and get the title inside the widget to the size that you want. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Really easy to edit the content on the home page. I'll go ahead and put those back to the normal size that they were. They were size 24. We're in the style sheet editor for the responsive theme, and I'm going to change that back to 24, which was what the original size was. Update the file, back to the home page, refresh, and bam, there you have it, folks. Okay, so we did the main content area, we did the title, subtitle, main content, we did the call to action button, we had an image here, we switched that to a video, we added description text underneath 2 different ways by using the theme options home page editor, and also by going to the home PHP file. And then we also edited home widget 1, 2, and 3, adding a graphic and whatever text content we wanted. Alright, so check out some of my other tutorials. I cover some other stuff on the home page responsive edit. I show how to edit the home page with Firefox and Firebug without tampering with your PHP files on your local computer, I still recommend backing everything up and also doing the edits on a child theme. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call or give me a shout out at mindvisionmedia.net, and I'll be happy to help. Alright? And by all means, leave some comments, give me some likes or dislikes, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Alright? Thanks. Bye.